Tare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Bhutairmahadbhir Puro Vibhu Nirmaya Yadamusha Purusha Bhunte Gunan Shodashatmaka Solang Krisishta Bhagavan Vachamsi Me Shri Krishna Sharanam Sharanagatam Katha Amritam Satatapivatam Bhakti Vedanta Marga Pantanam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam. Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and Matajis. Welcome to our morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. So before we continue with this particular verse from 26 to 29, I'd just like to touch base on the verse we were discussing yesterday, because the significant points there were of Navaha, ether, and the symptom of ether, sound. And we touched base on the verse where Narad Muni says, Bhutam Nabo Lingameshwaram. That was 625. So therein, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada very nicely mentions that Narad Muni could not see the Lord, but he heard the Lord because the Lord spoke. So that is Bhutam Nabo Lingam Alingam Ishwaram. So that is 625. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes that the personality of Godhead was not seen, but only heard, does not make any difference. Now, this is very, very important because every morning, this is what we do. We chant the names of Krishna. And with our naked eyes, we may not be able to see Krishna, but still, we are able to hear Krishna. So the fact that we are not able to see, but hear the names of Krishna actually makes no difference. Why? Because the name of Krishna is Krishna himself. Prabhupada continues, the personality of God had produced the four Vedas by his breathing, and he is seen and realized through the transcendental sound of the Vedas. Similarly, the Bhagavad Gita is a sound representation of the Lord, and there is no difference in identity. The conclusion is that the Lord can be seen and heard by persistent chanting of the transcendental sound. Again, the conclusion is that the Lord can be seen and heard by persistent chanting of the transcendental sound. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Shabda Ke, I am the sound in ether. But the sound
We can't hear you.
I think Prabhuji got disconnected. I think some internet problem, it seems.
The sound is gone.
Hare Krishna, my apologies. For some reason, the internet the Zoom internet is working fine, but the Zoom application is dropping out for me. So we were discussing on the point of Srila Prabhupada Fairford, where he mentions that there is no difference in identity of the sound and the holy name. So basically, when we chant Krishna's name in the morning, then Krishna is his holy names. There is no difference in that. Please give me a moment. I'm trying to just adjust my screens. So does anyone have any questions and comments about this point, or any practical realizations, while you're chanting the holy names of Krishna, and how, what our experience has been when we chant, whether we are able to see Krishna or feel his presence in chanting. It'd be nice to hear from devotees. There are many devotees here. I see some have been chanting for more than 30 years. So definitely, we'd like to hear your realizations.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I'm still a bit confused about the concept of the name, the sound, calling Krishna and Krishna being the same. So yeah, I'm just still a little bit confused on that concept. So perhaps you could help enlighten me, please.
Yeah. So firstly, the scriptural evidence we have to look at, and the scriptural evidence in itself is that abhinnatva nama namino. Abhin means non-different. Nama means name, and namino means the named. So the name Krishna and the person who is named Krishna, they are abhinnatva, they are no different from each other. So shabda ke, shabda means sound, and ke means ether. And when we chant the names of Krishna, and not any other names or any other sound, but names of Krishna, then because the Lord is absolute, anything in relation to the Lord is also absolute. And specifically, his sound is absolute. In that sense, non-different from the person Lord. Therefore, Narada Muni says, Bhutam Nabho Lingam, that who was personified by sound. So personified by sound means that through sound, his personification became apparent. Although alingam Ishwaram, although he was unseen by eyes. I'll give you a practical example. Many years ago, we went to the water parks. I forget what they are called now, but where the dolphin shows were held in Gold Coast, and there as the dolphin shows were going on. The dolphins were doing the nice acrobatic moves, very nicely synchronizing through the water, up in the air, coming out and doing their swings and demonstrating their skills. So at that time there, the person who was talking on the mic and narrating on how the dolphins are audio-visual creatures. So she said that audio-visual, what does that mean? That the dolphins are trained by sound. So when, for example, two hands are clapped twice, so they are trained, like twice means, okay, you go through the water and jump in the air, and twice you just swing your body around and then come. So how they said is that when the sound travels through the ears of dolphin and reaches their brain, the brain transforms the sound into visual of what needs to happen. And that is not very hard to understand. So when we refer and say elephant, so immediately, in our vision of the brain, the image of elephant comes about or can come about. And Brahmaji Veda says that Tvam Bhakti Yoga Paribhavita Hit Sarojam, that this path of Bhakti Yoga, Paribhavita Hit Saroja, the Lord is manifest Hrit Saroja in the lotus of our hearts. And what is that path? Says Shruti Kshita Patho Nanunatha Pumsam. He says that says Shruti Kshita. Shruta means hearing and Ikshita means seeing. So Prabhupada very nicely translates this word Shrutikshita, seeing the Lord through the channel of ears. So yes, through the sound vibration, even our Acharya Brahmaji confirms that Shruta Ikshita, the Lord can be seen through the ears, through the channel of ears, via medium of sound. So these are the scriptural evidences. However, to experience that ourselves, we have to consistently and persistently, as Prabhupada mentioned in the paper to that verse, that the conclusion is that the Lord can be seen and heard by persistent. So the important word here is persistent, chanting on the transcendental sound. So are we persistently and attentively and carefully chanting the names of the Lord? And all this means what? Are we hearing the names of the Lord while we are chanting? I can't remember the name of a sannyasi, but he was from Africa, or he was African body. He recently said, our process is not chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And when he said that, I was taken aback. What is he saying? Our process is not chanting of the names of the Lord? I thought that was the process. He then went on to clarify his statement and elaborate. He said, our process is hearing the names of the Lord, because that is the testimony to the fact that our chanting is proper. If our chanting is proper, then our hearing will be proper, and our process is hearing the names of the Lord. And if we persistently, attentively, and carefully, avoiding all offenses, chant the holy names of the Lord, then yes, through the sound vibration, we can see the Lord face to face. I hope, Paul Prabhu, that somewhat at least clarifies this question that nice question you have raised.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. It does. When you said it personifies the Lord when we chant, that really helped me comprehend it. In other words, it brings the Lord to the fore to his presence becomes apparent to us. So yeah, I'll keep chanting diligently. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, no, thank you so
Prabhu, can I
much.
share something here? Sorry.
Yes, Prabhuji. Just I'll make this one comment. And yeah, so this is the glory of Prabhupada. See how beautifully he's translated. Bhutam Nabho Lingam, personified by sound. Uh, this is so important. The Lord is personified by sound. The sound is the person. Name of Krishna. Krishna sound is the person, Krishna himself. And therefore, we need to be attentive. Yeah. Yes, Sakira Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Prabhu, Paul Prabhu, just the difference between material world and the spiritual world is that in material world, everything is relative, right? If 20 degrees centigrade is cool for us, someone who's living in England, 20 degrees centigrade is quite warm for them. So everything is relative here. You have got your happiness, unhappiness, honor, insult, heat, cold, like that. But in the spiritual world, everything is absolute. Absolute means the name, the form, the activities, everything is same. So when I'll give you an example, when we are missing someone very badly, and if we hear their name or if we see their picture, we will immediately think of that person. We'll immediately think of that person. Prabhupada used to say that if if you see the small sandals of a little child, then you'll immediately remember the child, who's very dear to the parents. So this way, when we are missing the Lord very much, and we don't know sometimes, but we are chanting the holy names, and because the name is absolute, because the Krishna is absolute, Krishna, we can see him. Now, as far as seeing through the ears is, in our case, of course, we see through the ear, or we hear through the ears, see through the eyes and all that. So different senses, have different functions. But as far as connection with the Lord also is concerned, even our senses, when we are doing it sincerely, can be interchanged. I'll give you an example that when we smell the tulsi leaf offered to the Lord, immediately we'll think of the Lord's lotus feet. So this way, because the name of the Lord is absolute, we can see the Lord through the ears. And as Prabhupada and Virat Prabhu used the word Shutek Shita. So Shuta means to hear and Ikshit means to see. So we can see through the ears when we chant the holy names, because the names are absolute, as absolute as Krishna. Does it make sense, Prabhu?
Yes. Thank you for adding that, Prabhuji. It does. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, one more thing. Prabhupada used to give example that if you are thirsty and if you just say water, 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 your thirst will not be quenched, because the word water and the actual water are different. But when we say Krishna, because Krishna is absolute, Krishna is actually present here. The moment our senses are purified, we'll be able to see Krishna face to face.
Yes, thank you. So such a nice discussion. So Nilima Mataji in the chat box has written a point. So she says, Hare Krishna Prabhu, my pranams. A thought that just like a pujari decorates his deities beautifully, or a writer decorates his writing with words, we can also decorate our breaths with Krishna's names and qualities. And the more lovingly we do it, the more we can see and experience Krishna. So nice realizations from everyone. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions or realizations on this point?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
I would just love to share my experience about sound of the holy name chanting. When I was last year, when we went to Garden Island by kayaking, and because I was on my own on kayak, and I'm not very brave on the ocean on my own. through my fairness, I chant the holy name loud, so everyone can hear me that I'm chanting. Through sound of the holy name, and someone heard my holy name chanting, and it's come up from the ocean. And I was look back, I thought, what's that sound when I was chanting loudly? And it was a whale shark, a baby whale shark come up and hear my holy name, the sounds of the holy name. I think it was vibrate from the ocean, and the whale shark come out next to my kayak, and I was frightened because I thought it was shark. And then I was look back again. No, it is a whale shark, a baby whale shark. So I shout out to Pralada, Pralad, wait for me. But I still keep doing chanting and chanting until I reach the Makle Island shore. And I'm like, you don't guess what I saw today. I was chanting the whole loudly of the holy name. And it was the baby whale shark come out. And it is drawn to the sound that's vibrate through the ocean and hear the holy name. So yeah, it is the sound that gives attract to the holy name. That's all, Prabhu. Thank you.
So Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, Prabhupada gives that example, as Sakira Prabhu mentioned, that when we are thirsty, we chant just water, water, water. Our thirst won't be quenched, because water is a material element, and it won't, just by chanting water, it won't quench our thirst. In fact, it may make us more even thirsty. But Krishna's name is absolute. So Krishna means one who attracts everyone. So similarly, the name of Krishna is full of sweetness. Bhakti, as Rupa Goswami says, no jano janite kiyat viramrite krishneti varnadve. I do not know of how much amrita, how much nectar these two syllables, Krish and Na, have produced. So when we chant, loudly, then of course, whoever hears this chanting will be attracted. Therefore, the Harinams, when we go out, yes, it works. It attracts jivas, it attracts souls, and immediately Smriti Punar Vismriti Tattva Varatmani, the living entities somehow or the other are able to remember their lost relationship with Krishna. And there have been many, many examples of how a newcomer has heard the Harinam, they have joined the Harinam party, and ultimately they have joined this movement of Krishna consciousness, which is entirely based on sound. Jagat Pavitram Praganita Karhachit, Narad Muni Veda says that just by us, our Guru Maharaj used to comment on this verse, Jagat Pavitram Praganita Karhachit, just by sitting in our houses and chanting, or sitting under a tree and chanting, or going to the Harinam and chanting, Jagat Pavitram, we are purifying the whole universal material atmosphere, and it will attract all living entities to Krishna. Because Krishna himself means one who attracts everyone. Akarshati yati Krishnaha. So 4 minutes is left, and we haven't even gone in the verse for today, which is basically about how from the transformation of ether now, air comes, and then from the transformation of air, fire comes, and then from the transformation of fire, the water comes, and from the transformation of water, the earth or Prithvi comes. And then in each subsequent transformation, each element has its accompanying symptom. So, for example, it is mentioned in the previous verse we discussed that sound system, the ether or sky's symptom is what? Sound. And air's symptom is what? Sparsha or touch. But air also has sound in it. And the next element, fire, its symptom is rupa or form. But fire also has sound and touch. And then the next element, water, its symptom is taste. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says, Rasoham apsukantaya, I'm the taste in water. But water also has the preceding symptoms of the other three elements, which is sound, which is touch, which is form, and of course, water's symptom is taste. And then the last material element is the earth, Prithvi. And the symptom of Prithvi is Gandha. Gandha means odor or smell. And all this is perfectly scientifically explained in this particular verse. We won't have time to go into the particular verse, but it is very important why this information is given, so that we can know what Prakriti is, material nature is, and how it is created. Why? Because these things are with what we interact every day. The combinations and permutations of ether, of earth, of fire, of water, and of air. We are only dealing with different combinations and permutations of these things. That's all it is. But if we use these things in service of Krishna, with the sound, we chant Krishna's name. With every breath, we make sure that chanting is going on. There is nice utilization of air. With form, we see the form of the Lord. With water, we bathe the Lord. And we take his Shanamrit and taste it. And with Prithvi, from which various vegetables comes, various herbs and mineral comes, we take that, and it has a gandha. You know, there are many medicines which cure by just the smell. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Prithvi Gandham, that I am the smell of the earth. I remember when the sometimes the rain falls, and all the dust which is settled, the odor of that dust gives this nice smell, and that smell is very attractive. I don't know about others, but I become very attracted to that smell. Why? Because that is Krishna. Krishna says, I am the smell of earth. And of course, there are very different kinds of fragrance produced by earth. So probably a devotee giving a class tomorrow can do more justice to this particular verse and elaborate further on how the creation, which is basically the combination of the five material elements and the corresponding Gyan Indriyas, of how we experience these five elements, and then the corresponding working senses on how we interact with this, can be used to align everything for Krishna's service. So any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Just one thing I wanted to share. I was listening to a class recently, and in that, Prabhuji was talking about, like, when we are not chanting or when we are chanting non-attentively, we are like in a jungle, in the night, and there are a lot of wild animals, and we have ghosts, spirits, everything. But as soon as we start chanting even attentively, even it's not like pure chanting, but as long as we are chanting attentively, it's like morning, the sunlight, a little sunlight comes up, and all the wild animals go back to their homes. I even quoted, Dracula goes back in his coffin. So even as he was just talking about how important it is, chanting attentively. That's the difference it makes.
Yeah, I mean that's the potence of the holy names. That even inattentive chanting is regarded as this the sandhya, or like when the sun isn't present, but still the light in the sky appears. So indifferent chanting, it is said basically. So if that is so potent, it's called Nama Abhas. If Nama Abhas is so potent, where we don't have Abhas, that we are chanting the holy name of the Lord, but still the light comes up, and as you mentioned, all the bad things, they run away. So then just imagine how much more potent would Shuddha Nama be, the pure names of Krishna, when we chant. Then there is no doubt when pure names of Krishna, somehow or the other, if we aspire and beg, crave, and are desperate that I want my Lord, oh Mahaprabhu, please give me some taste so that one pure name of yours I can chant, that would be the success of our life. Just chanting the one pure name of the Lord. Bhakti, Vinod Thakur says, नाम सुधा रस कोरिया पान जाओ भक्ति विनोद प्राण नाम बिना किछु नहीं को आरो चौद भुवन माजे. That the nectar of Krishna Nam, just relish it, koriya pan, and this is the life and soul of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Naam bina kichu nahi ko aro. Without the holy name of the Lord, there is no other way. There's no other solution. There's no other path. Chauda Bhuvana Maje, you can go to the 14 planetary systems, but you won't find anything, worthwhile apart from the holy names of Krishna. So this process that Srila Prabhupada has given is so wonderful. It's sublime, and yet it's very, very easy to do. But something which is easy, we don't value it. Therefore, the emphasis of all the acharyas in the scripture is appreciate the value of the holy name. Holy name is Krishna himself. And when we appreciate that there's no difference between Krishna and his name, then our chanting can become serious. Because if Krishna in person comes in front of us, wouldn't we be serious? So the holy name of the Lord is the Lord himself. So why shouldn't we be serious when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you so much, Prabhu Mataji. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna willing, we'll all see you tomorrow. Haribo.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
I like Jayanti Mataji had camera on throughout, even while she was working and doing seva at home. So that's nice. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I did not notice that, Prabhu. Sorry.
Hare
Oh,
Krishna, Krishna
that
V. Hare
was
Krishna Mama.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna.